Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we are going to talk about...
We're going to talk about the health of Justice Clarence Thomas and Justice Samuel Alito.
And why would we want to talk about such things?
Well, the Supreme Court's tilted a little to the right.
Just a touch.
And Thomas and Alito are the two oldest justices. Thomas is 74 and Alito is 72.
And, looking up news on them recently, Thomas was responding to the criticism about him and his wife in the recent years. And he just basically said, it's all nastiness and lies. The fact that, Harlan Crow's been offering you vacations and lots of monetary benefits that you seemingly forget to declare on your taxes is notwithstanding, right?
Or your ethical charts.
It gives just a little smell of corruption. The fact that your wife was involved with the January 6th insurrection and doesn't seem to be being held accountable for her actions.
Well, that's the example of being nasty. She's
clearly.
She was just being a patriot.
They are betters, and they're American nobility, and we peasants should know better.
Well, that's kind of the Supreme Court, isn't it?
And Alito, he's a piece of work. That's a good word, isn't it? That word won't get me banned. He was at a Catholic university, and he was talking about the freedom of speech is dangerously declining, and the freedom of religion is also imperiled. It's rough out there right now. He was saying that the universities lean towards liberals, and let's see, how does the quote here? That the colleges aren't living up to their ideal of reasoned debate. Well, here's one of the things. Right now, I would certainly argue that the political parties are as divided as we've ever seen in our lifetime.
Clearly.
And part of the reason is that we aren't dealing with the same set of facts. One side seems to be dealing with facts, and the other side's dealing in fantasy.
Yeah.
So
alternative facts.
Alternative facts, otherwise known as lies. And you can't come to a conclusion if you don't operate from the same set of facts.
Or at least you don't accept the same set of facts, right?
Yeah.
And then that's clearly what's been happening is... I've got facts that support my view, and those are the facts that I am going to go with.
Yeah, it just seems like MAGA fans are impervious to facts and critical thinking and things like. It's
but
unfortunate.
Honestly, if you're on either extreme, you're going to be impervious to facts that go against what your fanaticism is supporting.
That is true. Extreme left and extreme right are both extremes, and that's what it looks like. It's just that the extreme left don't seem to have three major news networks, or one major news network and a couple of subordinate news networks pumping them full of misinformation and propaganda.
The good old echo chamber.
Okay. The other part he was saying is that the freedom of religion's under attack. He says, as he put in there, he said the graduates may soon find themselves in a job or social setting where they feel the pressure to endorse ideas they don't believe in or abandon their core beliefs. It will be up to you to stand firm. That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it sure is.
Really. So when y'all are trying to force your anti-abortion ways and stuff like that on people that aren't Catholic or aren't Christian and don't want, a national church, a national religion, which is what the conservatives have been lobbying for.
Yeah, sure.
Seems like the message is the right message. He's just wrong.
Yeah, it's just, it's a very slippery slope to say, you got to, you'll feel pressure to endorse ideas that you don't believe in, and then vote to get rid of abortion, the right to family plan.
Yeah, women's rights.
Yeah.
Women's rights to rule their health.
Clearly, we might not be following our own advice here.
Yeah. I don't know. I like my advice. Okay, so right now, we can't vote out Supreme Court justices.
Nope.
And to impeach them, you need like 2/3 of the Senate or 2/3 of Congress, which doesn't seem likely. Happening. So the only other thing we can hope for is that they die.
God, that's dark.
Which is why we're going to read on their health.
Yes, and so we're going to find out.
It'll give us hope.
Yes.
Clarence Thomas, he's been signaling that he's tired and he wants to leave, but he doesn't want to leave under Biden because then he'll get replaced by a liberal judge, and he doesn't want to do that. But at the same time, when they had some oral arguments recently, he didn't show up. He didn't call in sick or anything along those lines. So now there was a bunch of speculation as to what was going on. Now he showed up the next day, but when I did a reading on that before, it seemed to indicate that maybe he had a doctor's visit. So there might have been something that caused him, that was maybe concerning enough that he missed oral arguments on something and went to the doctor and said. Now, you think about getting it for the ladies in the audience, what congressional act is it required to get the man in your life to go to the doctor?
My wife hasn't found that congressional act just yet.
So, if he went to the doctor, it was something serious. Just saying. This wasn't a normal health checkup or a visit to the dentist. This would have been something more.
All right, so let's take a look at Justice Thomas's health.
Yes, Justice Thomas' health. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. What do we know? We're just a couple of hacks throwing tarot cards on the internet.
Yeah, call it like you see it, right?
Exactly. All right. What do we got? Nine of Swords. Something's causing him some anxiety. Now,
it could be his wife.
It could be his wife nagging him to go to the doctor.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of anxiety going on here. Things aren't going his way. Between the investigations into Harlan Crow, maybe some antics that Ginny Thomas was up to, there's a lot of stress under this man, a lot of pressure under him. Crossed with the Strength card. This card kind of reminds me of, here's the woman telling her husband, you have to take your medicine type of thing here. It could also be like him, like, I cannot believe you were doing this at January 6th. Oh, just shut your mouth, dear. Yes. There's some strength here. He's trying to remain strong. But there's a lot of anxiety. That is not a good combination for health, by the way. And underneath it is the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are about health and wealth.
Yeah.
And taking care of your health. To me, this is, I'm not saying Ginny's going to be nursing him back to health, or this could be Ginny having a health problem.
Or Ginny telling him he's got to look after his health.
Something along those lines. There seems to be a health issue. Could involve his wife, whether she's nursing him or she's got the health issue, but it's causing him anxiety, and there's going to have to be some strength here that's involved with it. In the past, we got the Two of Swords. He's up for a decision. Does he stay on or does he resign? If Biden wins the 2024 election, I don't think he wants to do another 4 years.
Yeah.
No, how old is he? 74?
74, yeah.
74. He's got his motor coach and his wife. They've got America and Walmart parking lots to go exploring. He can't just be working the Supreme Court the whole time. Right? And if he's not a Supreme Court justice, well, Harlan Crow can shower him with all the gifts that he wants to, and they don't have to be declared.
Well, Harlan Crow might have other fish to fry at that point.
They're good friends. They've been friends for a long time. I'm sure Harlan Crow likes Clarence Thomas because of who Clarence Thomas is. Absolutely. And not what type of benefit he could get from that.
Clarence Thomas will find out.
Current situation: more health, more wealth. 7 of Coins.
Well, yeah, it looks like he's evaluating what he's got right now.
Yep. And is the money worth it?
Yeah.
Is my health worth it? He's not getting any younger. Mm-hmm. And what good does it do to pull, no offense, I love Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was an absolute beast. Yeah. But she died in office. Yeah. She did. I'm not saying she didn't enjoy her life, but you can imagine if she had left during the Obama years.
Wouldn't it be, we would all have enjoyed one more year of her life.
Yeah. Or, if she had stepped down during the last term of Obama or something along those lines and had been replaced, she could have been spending time with her family, and her legacy was already established. Yeah. I'm not saying that she made the wrong choice. But to me, it's like Clarence Thomas is looking at things differently than Ruth Bader Ginsburg. He's actually looking at it like, I might have enough money at this point. I want to go enjoy
the years I have left.
Enjoy my wealth. He is not the type of person who wants to die with a bunch of money. That's not who he is. Mm-hmm. He wants to go enjoy it. Overarching energy is the King of Pentacles. Wonder who that could be, Mr. Crow. Mm-hmm. Oh, did I give it a giveaway?
Yes. No biases here.
Harlan Crow has been almost single-handedly funding Clarence Thomas for a long time here. And I don't mean, well, maybe I do mean it like that, but Clarence Thomas, in I think it was the late 90s or early aughts, I think it was the mid to late 90s, was complaining about the pay that the Supreme Court justices got paid. And it wasn't enough. And the Republicans in the House suddenly realized, oh, poopy, if we don't do something, he's gonna step down and we're gonna lose a conservative justice. So they worked out some pay raises for the Supreme Court justices, I believe in the early aughts, that helped out along. But Harlan Crow also came in soon after that call to arms for money, and that's when their friendship started. What a coincidence. Just saying. And if you step down from the Supreme Court, is Harlan Crow going to still continue to finance his friends' trips to the hunting lodges and the exclusive outings? Maybe he will for a while, but I somehow think that, Clarence Thomas, you're retired. You're busy with your wife. We forgot to invite you. We thought you were going to be busy.
God, it's all about health, wealth, and health on this card.
Yeah, we're asking about his health. In a health evaluation, you got to be careful with your health and make your decisions about your health because your health can decline. And it's almost like in order to save his health, he has to abandon his wealth.
Yeah.
It's how funny is that? Clarence Thomas seems to be getting a choice.
Health or wealth?
You can have health or you can have wealth, but you can't have both. Mm-hmm. And, the adage says, without your health, you've got nothing. I don't know. Clarence Thomas might make that argument. But the lesson to be learned is there might be a health event that's coming up. Again, it could be for him or his wife. If he steps down, I would expect that the money that rains down on them is going to freeze up.
Yep. That's kind of what I was looking at.
Outcome is the Chariot, moving on. Progressions. Again, there's a lot of anxiety that's going on here. I think he is going to move on himself. If he doesn't, he's going to have some health. He will have some health issues if he stays in the Supreme Court. It's going to be a taxing job that he doesn't enjoy doing. And if he's stuck in there, he's going to be angry. And he's going to sublimate anger to some degree. If he's got an underlying health issue, which he might very well, it's going to progress. And if it progresses, you're still going to have to make a choice if you're going to step down to maintain your health or not. What are your thoughts? And the hard part for me is the choice I would make isn't necessarily the choice he makes.
Yeah, I mean, the Supreme Court's supposed to be anti-political, right? Mm-hmm. And politically neutral. Let's face it, it's not. But, at the end of the day, the Republicans still have a 6-3 majority. If he could decide, well, even if I bail out, it's going to still be a 5-4 majority for the Republicans, so it's not the end of the world for my conservative ideals.
Right.
So he may be more inclined to look at it, especially if Biden if Biden gets reassured.
Yeah, the trick is he has to get out before Alito does. It's like musical chairs.
Yeah. Now, of course, if Trump gets elected, he'll probably just
step down,
pull chocks and go,
yep,
and cement in a nice conservative majority for the rest of our lifetimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, go vote, please.
Yes.
Vote like your life. Yeah, your democracy depends on it.
I always want to say vote early and often, but that's kind of a Republican thing.
Do. Yeah. It's good to see you getting back to your Republican roots there.
How many times did you vote in the last election?
More times than I can count.
Wow. Did you at least bring a sack of illicit ballots to
No,
dump in there?
I was what I was doing is I was just passing out water to the people in line.
Oh, good job.
That's just how I am.
Was it red water or blue water?
Just water.
Now have you done poll work? Have you done any election poll work?
I have done election work where I collected ballots and brought them back to the centralized location for counting, and I can tell you with a high degree of certainty and confidence that for there to be ballot stuffing and all these shenanigans that Trump is going on about, I mean, there would have to be a conspiracy a mile long and a mile wide. I mean, there would have to be so many people complicit in this because think about it. When I went to a couple polling places in the Bay Area, there was only a couple hundred votes in each of these places, and the votes are, they're logged in a computer. The votes are counted up, not who voted for who, but simply the number of votes that were counted up. They're logged and signed by the people that voted, right? And then everything is like sealed. As the courier taking these votes back, we have no access to the votes. It's in a locked box. And the couriers, you have two of them because if you have one person can go out there and get kind of crazy. If you have two people, well, you have a conspiracy. You have to have both people saying, okay, this is a good idea. And that, so I was in control of maybe 300, 400 votes. I mean, in a countrywide election or a statewide election, that's not going to influence anything. It might influence something in a local election for like city council.
Who's going to win the dog catcher?
Yeah, but it's the amount of people that would have to be out there screwing around and stuffing the boxes is just incredible. And of course, Trump's only filing these claims in swing states, right? So in theory, half of the people in the polling, they're doing the polling and the counting, half are going to be one political party and the other half are going to be the other political party, assuming, just playing the demographics.
Sure.
So that means that the Republicans were in cahoots with the Democrats to stuff the ballot boxes and put Biden in. I mean, what are the odds of that? Seriously?
About 100%, apparently.
Yeah, well, it depends who you believe, right?
I'm sorry.
So I'm probably preaching to the choir here. This is, I need to go find a MAGA channel to go get people to kind of stop and think about it.
We talked about that. Impervious to facts.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it's just, in my experience, that would just take such a colossal effort and such numbers and numbers of people, and there's no way you could keep a lid on it. There's just too many people who have a story to tell.
The deep state runs deep.
Yes.
My brother's clearly naive.
So we're going to throw on
Alito's health. Yes.
Okay.
Let's take a look at Alito's health now.
Yes.
We've had a little interlude.
Yes.
And back to Justice Alito's health. Okay, he's getting information that he doesn't like. Maybe he's getting some medical treatment here, but the Four of Cups it's kind of like a card of contemplation. This might also be like, do I want to do another year? Do I want to? He's almost like Thomas. He's kind of taking it a year at a time. Mm-hmm. And we're 3 years into the Biden administration. Here's year 4, and like Thomas, I think he's waiting to find out: do I have to hang around?
Yeah, he could be thinking, shit, is Thomas gonna get out?
Yeah, right. It's the musical chairs.
Oh no, I don't want to be left out in the cold.
It's kind of funny. They're both going to try and race out the door for health issues.
Yeah, exactly. I get to go first.
Only one of them was allowed to call out sick.
Exactly.
And cross with the moon card. There's something they're not talking about with him, or there's some secret he's sitting on. There's some information they're sitting on that's causing him. Maybe Thomas has at least been vocal about wanting to leave.
Yeah.
Alito's been quiet about that.
Clearly, he's been thinking about it.
Yeah, but again, 5 of Pentacles. This could be wealth or health. There could be some underlying health issue that he's not talking about. Maybe he's taking some medication for.
Well, come on, he's 72 years old. I imagine most 72-year-olds are probably on something at this point.
even if it's just wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's something underneath here about abandonment, or because again, if Thomas leaves, then he's the vote.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a lot of pressure that he has to stay the duration.
Right, because if he leaves, now the 5-4 majority could go 5-4 the other way.
Exactly.
He's got to fight that battle.
Yep. So you got the Seven of Wands. Right now, they're fighting from a position of strength because they have a 6-3 majority over the liberal justices. But that's the current situation. And again, we're looking at his health here. But as long as his health is good, it's fine. But he's not a spring chicken. He's not young here. Current situation is the Emperor. He likes being on the Supreme Court.
Well, I imagine they all do.
Well, apparently Thomas doesn't. Apparently Thomas, Thomas wants money.
It's not fun anymore.
Yeah, he wants money, and it's great when you've got the 6-3 majority because you get to get all your dinosauric, archaic laws in place, taking us back to the 50s. It just depends which century we're talking about
1850s.
here. He likes where he's at right now, but there's a contemplation here. What is that? Okay, 6 of coins. This could be the donations that he and Thomas collect, but there could also be, health issues overseen. He's 72 years old. I'm sure he's taking some medication to help him on his way.
Well, I like how it's got the scales of justice in one hand and money flowing out the other hand.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a trade-off, right?
And what this could really be, again, this could be about health, but right now, they've and it's a 6, right? 6 conservative justices, which means that they're getting their agendas pushed through. So it's almost like for Alito, what are his top priorities for getting through?
And what's he going to do once they're all through?
Exactly. Once they're all through, then what?
Yeah,
because
then I can go.
Yeah, and it's funny because this Supreme Court is the one that has overturned what's considered to be set case law, i.e. Roe versus Wade. Mm-hmm. Established case law, that's what we're looking for. So Roe v. Wade, when folks like this were like Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett and Gorsuch and Clarence Thomas and folks like that, when they were coming in, when they were going through the Senate confirmation hearings, they would be asked about Roe v. Wade specifically, and each to a person said, "This is established case law. I'm not going to be overturning Roe v. Wade," until they did. And so you can establish all these new things, but now that you've burst the established case law bubble, as it were, this next Supreme Court, if it becomes a bunch of liberals on there,
can reestablish it.
They can undo all the work you've done, which is kind of where this card comes in.
Yeah.
How long do you want to stay in there? Do you want to be a lifer? Lesson to be learned is the government, the big institutions, the big institutional changes. He likes being a Supreme Court justice. He wants the rule of law in his image, as it were, in a very conservative image. He doesn't want to step down. I'm not seeing any health here. As much as I'm teasing or intuiting that he wants to step down before Thomas, I think he's more likely to stay in for life than Thomas is. Outcome is the Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's always more things that he can do, more actions he can take. To me, the Queen of Wands is about taking action, sort of forward-thinking action. Hey, kitten, are you going to jump up? Hey, we're going to have a cat attack here.
Yeah, guest appearance.
All right, all the cat lovers out there.
Yeah, this is Kitten.
This little floof belongs to Kitten.
Yes.
The hairy tabby.
Hi, Kitten. Are you hungry? You are. Maybe we should pause it so I can feed this.
Okay, we're going to give you've got your little kitten love here. We're going to pause just for a second because Kitten's hungry and she will be relentless until
this is what she does.
Meow, meow, meow.
Okay.
The cats have been fed.
Yes, we have happy cats now.
Okay, I'm bringing this back down here. Now that the cards have all spread out, I really don't think this is a health event. or a health event. Yeah, there could be some health stuff
He
going
is
on.
72. I mean, yeah.
But I really think this, underneath it is, he doesn't want to abandon his values.
Yeah.
And right now, with a 6-3 majority, he's in the catbird seat for establishing his values. And even if Thomas leaves, they still have a 5-4 majority, which means they will continue to establish their values. So Thomas, health, yeah, something's going to happen. Him, his wife, and basically more to the health will be the excuse. It's the, I don't want to do this anymore. I've got a bunch of money. If you took up John Oliver, he'd have like $1 million, a new motor coach, and $1 million a year, I think is what John Oliver promised him, and a new motor coach if he just resigned. You know,
what an offer.
I know, right? Completely and utterly illegal, but, you know, just saying, Thomas would, if he had his way, he would take it. It's like this is the best of all worlds for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that laugh. The evil,
John Oliver's
cackle.
hilarious. Okay, so anything else you want to look on that one, or is that kind of...
No, I think that was pretty good.
Okay.
Good reading.
All right, so we will end it here.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
Yes, please like, subscribe, put a comment. We like reading the comments. It provides a lot of entertainment for us.
Yes. And again, if you leave a comment and feed the YouTube algorithm, it helps this video get out to people that maybe need to see it and get a little reassurance, although I don't know how much reassurance we gave anybody on this one. Maybe Mrs. Alito is feeling reassured.
Mom would feel reassured that we're out here having fun and
doing God's work.
Yes.
Okay, so anyways, thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you on the next one.
Have
Take
a great
care.
night. Thank you so much. Bye.